Should you do a joint or a separate tax filing? This is a question many married couples ask in Germany, but it also depends on the kind of income and, for example, some other special things. Today we're going to talk about the question joint versus separate tax filings for married couples and what you have to know about this. So, welcome back to G-Tax. My name is Roland Elias. I'm a German tax advisor located in Germany and Dubai. And today we're going to talk about your tax filing if you're married. So, let's just dive into it. The big question is always, can I do a separate tax filing if I'm married or don't do I? So the big thing is you can do joint assessments and you can do separate assessments. You have all the options in the German tax system. The German tax system is very, very complicated with very, very much specialties for every life situation. And in this situation, there are some rules you have to keep up with because some of them are, for example, the resident requirements. For example, you can't do a joint tax assessment, tax filing, if you are living, for example, in Germany and your spouse, your married partner is living abroad. That's not possible because there are some specialties. You can if you're within Europe, you both, but there are more things to come. For example, the standard part is both of you live in Germany and are full taxable in Germany. This is the way where you can say, okay, I have to do, for example, a combined tax assessment. Then you put all the incomes of you and your partner in the tax assessment, in the tax filing, and then all gets added up, all the deductions get away, and then at the end you have your both taxable income, and then there's a special table. It's called the Grundtabelle and the splitting tabelle. As you know, splitting, it means if you're joint, then it gets separated and everyone, for example, pays half of it. The big part is if one of you has a bigger income and one of you has a lower income, or for example, some of you has losses, for example, in this business, then it might be good to do a joint one because then the other with the high income get the deductions of the one with the low income, and then you see, oh, well, and then you meet in the middle. And in the middle, you pay lower taxes because, we in Germany have a progressive tax system. It rises like with every euro you earn. So it means the more you earn, the more taxes you pay, and the more deductions you have, or your spouse reducing your taxes, the less taxes you pay. This is the kind where you can say, okay, it's good to do, for example, a joint one. But when separate filings might be good if, for example, you have foreign income. These are incomes which are, for example, in the progression. For example, they are in Germany tax-free, but they are progressive. This is a special kind of German tax ruling where you can say, okay, we have there tax-free income, but it's not tax-free. It gets added up in the, for example, calculation of your, for example, percentage of taxes you have to pay. So it's very good if, for example, you say, okay, we separate the one, and the one with the high income says, okay, I have to pay up to 40%, for example, taxes, and I will do it on my own, because the other part, who has just the foreign income, is completely tax-free. That means you don't get added up to, for example, on the high income from 40 to 45% without on solidarity charge, and the other income is completely tax-free because he can say, hey, I'm just here, I'm just with tax-free and I don't have a tax percentage on this, so I'm tax-free. So this is one of the points where you can say, for example, this is a very good thing. So when we have to do a tax return, combination 3-5, we also talked about tax classes 4-4 with standard or factor method, and for example with business income. So you can also say the one with the employment status will do no tax and the other one will do. This is just another thing where you can think about. Common mistakes are for wrong tax classes, assuming that it all has to be joint, and for the worst thing is ignoring all the simulations. You should do a tax simulation at first, then you can say, okay, it's good or it's bad. And if you need help with this, just get in the comment section or just book a meeting with me personally and we can talk about your tax situation in Germany.